Hello, my name's Fox Knight. So, A&M and Fox. I saw Master of the Universe, Master of the Universe Revelations. I saw it with my father today, Dad, whatever. We saw it today. And again, this is something that, one, I want to see with my father because he's an original He-Man fan. He's seen the original one, like coming out of school and everything. That's something he grew up with. Me, I saw the reboot, which I didn't know there was an original cartoon of that. And then I watched some of the original cartoon. Like, I'm sure if I watch the original cartoon now, I'm going to look at it like, oh my god, the animation. Because I've seen some clips of it, I'm like, oh god, the animation. But watching, the reboot one, I remember liking it, and I have toys of it. Like, I'd show them if I had them here. But yeah, so there, like, that came out, and then like I heard, oh, they're gonna come out with Revelations, which for some reason was gonna follow Tila, which I'm like, all right, that's weird, but okay. And then they're gonna come out with and it's gonna be the finishing end, the ending of Master of the Universe Revelations, while then they're also gonna have the reboot, which is going to be something similar to that. The reboot, which is gonna be its totally own thing. That one is aimed while Revelations is aimed towards the original fans of the series, such as this. How like the opening is literally like this box art. While the original, Revelations is supposed to cater to original fans, the newer one, the reboot is supposed to cater, to kids. And I'm like, all right, fine. Honestly, I want to see the reboot, the one, because it kind of looks freaking good. Some things are weird, like Yuri Lothal. Apparently, it's Yuri Lothal. I didn't know it was. Like, voice not really getting deeper for the character. But anyways, it's by the point. So, Revelations. It comes out. I didn't see it right off, but all I hear is shit talked about this series. All I hear is people going, by God, they ruined He-Man. And, oh, He-Man dies in the first episode. And all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, like they said, like, oh yeah, they're making they made Tila the main character for some reason. It's like, it's bad and stupid and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right, and I guess going with low expectations, I guess, because not really. No, let me rephrase that. I shouldn't go with low expectations because I went into it looking, all right, I'm gonna come into it, see if I like it. Not gonna go with low expectations. I'm gonna go with high expectations. All I know is the trailer was badass. And also, the trailer and this series pretty much canonizes not only this original art, because this original art and the original story of He-Man being that in the original, for the toys, it being that it was two swords, like the Sword of Power was originally two swords, one that Skeletor has, one that He-Man had, and it split apart, and bring it back together, and that's when you had the full power of Grayskull and everything. And also that watching one of the directors of Mattel, he's the guy. He was one of the main directors or something like that of Mattel at a time. He's not anymore, but he made a YouTube channel, which sadly I don't remember what the YouTube channel is. I apologize. But he talks about, like, He-Man, She-Ra, and all that stuff. I'll tell you right now, if you ever see this, dude, please get a better microphone. Please. Like, I loved your videos, but by God, get a better mic. Like, my audio is not even that great here, but I don't know. But yeah, so, also, whatever. But yeah, so he talked about more about, like, how there's the Masters of the Universe, it was kind of like collector's thing. It was like the Marvel Legends of Masters of the Universe kind of thing, or Black Series, where it's like a collection thing. And looking at, and like he said, like, oh yeah, we added a ton of lore to it, like stuff about Eternia's like two orbs, like one in the center of the earth, the other one in Castle Grayskull. It's Castle Grayskull, and like how like it was split. Like, the magic was split apart between knowledge and power, and, like, power is, if I remember, locked away in Castle Grayskull, or is it power locked in the core of or the core of Eternia? Something like that. I can't remember. But a lot of the lore, and especially a lot of that lore, they added that is brought over to Revelations, which is cool. Like the orb that has all the magic and stuff that is in this series. Like they kind of changed the area where it's located because it's supposed to be located in the crown of Castle Grayskull, but whatever. They changed Grayskull himself, the guy, like the original He-Man, basically. They kind of changed him, like they made him black now, which he wasn't in the toys, but whatever. Whatever. It was cool. Well, not black. I guess my father said, "Oh no, that guy's Latino." I'm like, all right, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, so whatever. I'm like, all right, still cool. And they added other stuff like from the original stuff that like wasn't ever able to be made, like Toys of Hero, or they even added the playset that it's supposed to be like the that's in Preternia that has like the connection to Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain and all this stuff. It's really damn good. Like this entire series adds so much lore from that as well and everything else behind it. And some people, especially in one of my comments, they even said like this is a reboot. Everything's changed. It's nothing like the original one. It's like more of a reboot than a continuation. I'm like the only thing that's really changed is the hokiness, I guess, and the campiness, which even then like they kind of pass it off as just Adam being a nerd. And I'm like, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I honestly love this series. This is honestly really good. Like, obviously, like the first episode, it's like, oh yeah, He-Man dies along with Skeletor. Like they both died. Spoilers. And throughout the rest of the series, it's basically Magic is dying as well. And Teela, her kind of Man-at-Arms, Robo, Orko, which I loved his design in the original He-Man, and I love his design now in the more anime style. I love it so damn much. I love that design. I love that little blue dude. But yeah, so these guys, it's them on a quest going to hell and then heaven to gain the two pieces of the sword that it's split in half after Skeletor. Like the box art, so again, it's canonizing what the actual box art is. Skeletor breaking into Castle Grayskull with the sword and everything. It's literally this. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so cool. But yeah, them breaking in, getting him taking over Castle Grayskull, and like the sword splits, and basically I'm trying to find the sword. And here's the thing. Like when people said, oh, He-Man dies in the first episode, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see why people are pissed because, like, you want to see He-Man, but He-Man's not there. I'm like, alright, yeah. And, like, alright, yeah, sure. But every other episode, you see a flashback to, like, the original cartoon, but really it's just the same. It's this cartoon, but it's, like, just flashbacks. And you see He-Man being He-Man, badass, and showing how him not being there affects everyone. Like, it affects everyone. And it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. Then you have, and I'm like, okay, yeah, He-Man's still here, and his presence still felt. Like, the world is hurting because He-Man is gone. I'm like, that's not bad writing. And then Teela, they give her a personality where it's like, oh yeah, she's super cocky, she thinks she knows everything, all this stuff. And, it's kind of proven she doesn't. Like, she doesn't know how to control her feelings. She's not as powerful as He-Man is, and all this stuff. And also, it's also hinting at her becoming the sorceress, or is it the goddess? The goddess. Yeah, it's hinting at her becoming the goddess, and all this stuff. It's so damn good. And I'm going to spoil some things. I would say, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's really damn good. The animation's awesome. Characters are freaking cool and fun. Especially because you look at these guys and you're like, yeah, I can see that toy, I can see that toy, I can see that toy. Like, you see Beastman, but then also Plant Man. Is his name Plant Man or Photosynth? I don't remember what his name is. But it's like, yeah, you could tell like they were based off the same like character model, I guess. The same toy. And because that's basically what Plant Man I think was just a recolor of Beastman. And then you have like these other shadowy beast creatures like, yeah, Scare Glow in this. I'm like, that's cool. But, yeah, like, this show is really good. I loved it. I loved it a lot. And then even at the very end, so like, something happens at the very end, which, kind of spoilers, Adam gets stabbed again. How does he come back to life? Watch the show. But, he gets stabbed again, and it's like, I don't know, I guess people were like, oh, this is bullshit, because I was looking at him like, oh shit, like, okay, I'm like, oh shit, and then when what happens at the end to be a giant cliffhanger, I'm like, well, before that happens, I'm like, wait, what is gonna happen? And then it happens, and it's like, oh, it's like, oh shit, what are they gonna do now? Like, I love that. That was cool. That was awesome. I like that a lot. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I love this. I loved it a lot. The characters were cool. Even seeing like Evelyn kind of befriending Orko, which later on we find out his name is actually Oracle. And I'm like, that's actually cool, and an easier way for me to remember his damn name later in the future if I ever forget it again. We see more of like the characters and their abilities from certain different things. The animation against top notch. Mark Hamill is just playing it up as Skeletor.
Call your champion.
But like you hear, it's like this is just straight the Joker. Like he's playing. This is the Joker playing Skeletor. But whatever. I'm like, all right, it's still fun. He's still fun. I'm like, I love it. And even the expressions are really good. Like one point where they think, yes, He-Man and Teela and them are all dead, and then his goons are just getting so beating the hell out of him. You just see Skeletor like, oh god, like, oh my god, it's freaking great. And also go watch the trailer too. Like I listened to that soundtrack, like the I Need a Hero one. It's so damn good. But yeah, this is a good show. Me and my father enjoyed it. I hope the outcry from all these damn people do not aren't listened to. I hope they aren't, because this show is good. It's good. The animation is badass. The story is good. He-Man isn't dead. Like, he died and then he came back. And, like, you were able to see all these different, like, the past He-Man. You can see all, like, there's so much, the past Sorceress. Like, it's so damn good. And it confuses the hell out of me how people are getting angry about this. Like, I guess because Teela is cocky? Like, it's the same thing with, like, Ray. It's like, people say, I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna guess one of the biggest complaints is that, and same thing with Korra, too. It's like, like, the same, I'm gonna say this is the reason why they hate Teela, or the same reason people hate Teela in this one is the same reason they hate Korra, or they hate Korra, what's the other character? Shit, what was it? Ray. She's cocky, she's strong, and that's it. And they think that she's a Mary Sue. They think she's a Mary Sue, which, no, Teela is literally saved multiple times by men and women, mostly men, throughout this series. Yeah, she's the main focus, and, but they play on why she's the main focus, because Adam never told her the truth, even though they said they were close and all this stuff. She-Ra, that'd be cool if She-Ra appears. They do bring up the Horde at one point. Maybe She-Ra could make an appearance, the Funimation one, like, in this new style. That'd be badass. I would prefer the DreamWorks one. No, I would prefer the original one. Not because of style or any shit like that, but because it wouldn't make sense. I would like, in She-Ra Princesses of Power, for them to meet, their own Prince Adam. I would love that. That would be really cool. There's some really cool designs online, actually. But yeah, I don't know. This was freaking badass. I hope there's going to be a next one. I hope there's going to be a part 2. I hope they don't just leave it at part 1 because of the stupid outcry that people are having. It's damn good. It's really fun. I think if you enjoyed, like, the old toys, stuff like that, and, like, the old show, maybe you'll like it. Like, my father liked it, and he watched the old ones, and, like, he was watching, like, Jesus, this is dark. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. Like, dark shit happens. It is aimed towards, the old fans, but with an older audience in mind. And I like that. And again, like, even based mostly off the toys, like, there's so much, and it's so damn good. Like, it literally opens, like, I'm pretty sure with this background. It's so badass. I want to see more. I want to see the more fight scenes. more fight scenes in this. I want to see more of the story. And the thing is, like, I was following this thing for a while, and like they said, oh yeah, it's gonna be following Teela, and I'm like, why? And it's like, I'm like, why are you just gonna follow Teela? I'm like, I was thinking it was gonna follow Teela, and then He-Man was just nowhere to be seen, like, or He-Man's off somewhere. Like, why are you gonna do that? But no, it's because He-Man dies, and Teela kind of has to take over. I don't know. It is a really good show. I say go check it out. Teela's also badass how giant she is. Like, I'm like, Jesus, she's an Amazon. But yeah, like, the show's honestly really damn good. It's really damn fun. And yeah, like, at least me looking at it, because I'm guessing some complaints are going to be, oh, well, you know, they made the male characters, cowards or hermits, and I'm like, I don't see any of that. I don't know, because this Man-at-Arms says he can't forge a weapon or whatever because, you know, he's sworn to oath not to do it. The father of He-Man, or like Prince Adam, it just goes, he's like, you know, I think he has a pretty relaxed, what is it called? Expression? Like, no, what is it? Reaction to finding out his child is dead, and that four of the people in the room had no idea about it. He could have just killed them, honestly, being king, and I'm just like, yeah, he didn't. He's like, just get out. Like, pretty much. He does yell, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. The show is good. I say check it out. Yeah, if you're a He-Man fan, I definitely say check it out. It's really fun. It's really cool. I hope there's going to be a part 2. I hope, because it's going to suck if they don't do a part 2. Like, they did, like, they gave like, honestly, like, Princesses of Power, again, I've already said my many complaints with that show. They gave that, what, 5 seasons? Come on, do the same with this. Like, come on, like, this has, I'd say, better acting, better character design. Or I'd say, well, acting, yeah. It has, I'd say the acting is about the same. They're both good. Better character design, I will say that. Better character design, better, and I will say, like, She-Ra, the ones, like, I don't know, maybe they were trying to make them look more like dolls, but, I don't know, maybe the action figure look I just prefer better. I don't know. Better character designs. I say a better story, because, again, you feel, yes, that the world is in danger, and it needs, you know, magic back. Like, there's a reason for why this happened. They set a timer and everything. Like, it feels more like, oh, God, they gotta hurry. Where S-Pop never feels that way, even though they're in the middle of a war. Again, they're like, oh! It's like all this shit is going on in Master of the Universe Revelations, and in the middle, we're gonna go to Princess Prom! It's like, what? Like, I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out my videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. Go check it out, because I want to see more of this. But thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Also, can I just say, like, this sword is about maybe, like, this sword's about maybe 3 feet. Like, let's see, because I'm 5'6", so this is probably about 4 feet tall. This sword is about 4 feet tall. I'm going to go ahead and assume Teela's maybe around 6 feet tall. The Sword of Power is taller than Teela, so it's taller than the entirety of me. I want to hold that, so I want to be like, oh my god, I want to see this sword in real life. That's basically a Buster sword at that point.